This one is for Neil and Brent. We are at the Coyotes-Canadiens matchup today. Ronta and Price have made some amazing saves. You're about to watch an amazing show. This is Post to Post. Yeah!
Hello and welcome to Post, the channel where we discuss all things hockey and all teams. And we're back for our second half of the Twitter AMA.
Yeah.
We did the first half, we answered 40 questions. We're going to answer about 40 more, actually a little bit more than 40. So we're really going to have to skip through these. So thank you to everyone who contributed a question. We really appreciate that. We will be doing this again in the future, probably in about a month's time, since you guys really like it. So I'm just going to jump into them now because there's a lot. I'm going to rush through it. So if I really rush through your answer or your question, I'm really sorry, but we have to get through them all. So question number 1, how much do you get paid by YouTube? 0. We don't have our AdSense is disabled, so we literally don't make any money on YouTube, and that's why I always put such an emphasis on thanking our Patreon members, because they're really what's keeping us afloat at the moment, as far as like paying for the software that we use to edit the videos. Recently we just got a new camera, which you can't see yet because it's not here, but it's on its way, and some other things like, you know, buying some stuff just for like anything is contributed by Patreon members goes back into the channel. So it's unfortunate that we can't make money on YouTube. I've appealed 8 times. If you want to learn more about it, go watch the 5 million view video. We talk a little bit more about it, but I won't get too much into it any more than that. How can the Red Wings fix their cap problems this offseason? They can't. They can put a Band-Aid on it, but they can't fix it. It's going to take a couple of years to fix that whole situation in Detroit, unfortunately.
They're going to have some of their players come up with strange skin conditions and get off the roster.
What are your thoughts on the Flyers? I like the Flyers a lot more recently, I'd say in the last 12 months, than I have at any other point in my life. I still don't like them a great deal, but I definitely appreciate them a lot more, and I enjoy watching them play, actually. So.
Yeah, never been big in my books. Still aren't, although I don't have the dislike that I used to have.
Yeah.
I guess that's as good as it's going to get from me.
Which of the 7 wonders in the world would you like to visit the most and take pictures of?
Ooh.
I think 5 of the 7 don't even exist anymore. So that basically leaves the pyramids of Giza and the Great Wall in China. Those are the only 2 that are
there's
available.
the modern wonders and the ancient wonders.
Yeah.
So we're talking the ancient wonders.
I'd say the pyramids for me.
I think I'd agree.
Yeah,
That's
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be amazing to see that.
When will Brent be updated to a host on Post to Post? At the very least, for him to change the guest to GOAT.
You're very kind.
The reason there's no co-host and they're all guests is because I don't know where I'm going to be living in 3 months. I don't know where I'm going to be living in a year or 5 years. I might get a job in Alberta or California or wherever, so I can't really have a co-host be like official on the channel because I don't know who that's going to be or who the guests are going to be. So that's why there'll never be a co-host on the channel.
I'm not offended. It's
He's
okay.
not offended. No.
It's okay.
And I could give you the GOAT title, but it takes me like an hour and a half to do those lower third titles, and I just don't have the time, so
Yeah.
you'll have to stay guest. What do you think about the Belfast Giants Challenge Cup win? Sorry, Josh, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, I think Belfast was this?
They played some teams from other leagues or something, didn't they? They won.
Yeah, because I
don't know.
I'd been hearing a bit about the Belfast Giants, and I went over the weekend and found some highlights on YouTube for some recent games. They played the Brayhead Clan. Now, I don't know if that was a Challenge Cup or not. The game I watched, I think they didn't meet the Clan. The Clan had actually won that game. But it was very interesting hockey, and I wish we had better access to live coverage of the EIHL.
I agree.
But I can't say I have a feeling about their Challenge Cup win.
No opinion.
Sorry.
If you had to choose one team to have never entered the NHL, what team would it be, and how would it change the NHL's history? I'd say Arizona or Phoenix, because they were Phoenix when they joined, because they've had the least impact as far as standings go on the NHL. They've only made the playoffs, I think, twice in 25 years or something like that. So just for that reason alone, I would have picked them to never join, but...
That's a very interesting question. I don't know. I honestly don't know the answer.
That's okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Who would you want to be your Uber driver, the transporter or the baby driver? Baby driver because he listens to music while he drives. So,
no opinion.
If there was any junior team, WHL, OHL, QMJHL, that you could move into the NHL, which team would it be?
Oh.
Charlottetown Islanders, based solely on the fact that they're about 3 kilometers from here, and I get to see NHL games very
Yeah.
easily then.
But their name and their logo and their jerseys, the name, they couldn't be the Islanders.
I don't care what they're called. I think they could be called the Charlottetown,
Squid Jiggers.
whatever that is. Clam diggers. I don't know. Call them whatever you want. As long as there's an NHL team in this city, thumbs up. Thoughts on the Eastern Conference playoff picture? It's pretty tight. Ice hockey is a physical sport, and so is rugby. Have you ever seen a rugby match? We all know Canada plays. Blah, blah, blah. No, I've not seen a rugby match. I used to kind of play rugby in high school, but it wasn't really rugby. It was half rugby, half football.
We played real rugby in high school. Liked it. It was obviously not of a very high level. But I've watched rugby on TV. I think of all the rugby I've watched, Rugby Sevens is the most interesting to watch because the games go fast. It's fewer players on the pitch, and the game's decided very quickly. And I really like the speed of that, and anyone who's watched recently knows how much I like to move things along. So Rugby Sevens would do that for me.
Okie dokie. Ford, Dodge, or Chevy?
You're
going to say Chevy. Right?
I'm going to say Chevy,
Yeah, I
but
thought
not
so.
enthusiastically Chevy. Chevy.
Ford.
Yeah.
Ford. What was your take on the LA Kings and Staples Center or LA in general? Have you guys ever been to a hockey game there? I've been in LA once, and I basically just got it wasn't a taxi, it wasn't an Uber, it was what's the word I'm looking for?
A shuttle?
A shuttle. A shuttle to Universal Studios, where I stayed there for 2 nights and then went straight back to the
LAX?
The LAX and flew home. So I didn't really experience LA, but I would love to go there, go back there. And I just recently watched a documentary on the riots in '92 in LA. And it would be cool to visit some of the areas where some of that stuff happened. See how it's rebounded and stuff. Never been to Staples Center, obviously. Would love to go. That's basically my thoughts. I love California, so.
Yeah, I think I would love to California too. I've not been there. You've got me beat there. So, like LA, I like the idea that they have a good hockey team like the Kings and that they won some cups. But that's all I know.
Okay. If you can start an NHL franchise with any player, past or current, who would it be? I think the easy answer would probably be Gretzky, but I'm actually going to choose Crosby.
Really?
I think Crosby's the more complete player in every aspect of his game, minus the favoritism that the NHL gives him. But he's an amazing two-way forward. He can pass, he can shoot, he can lead, he can do everything. So.
I wonder if Gretzky would be the player, if you brought him in the league now as an 18-year-old, would he be the same kind of player? With the rules being different when it comes to someone needing to defend him or stand up for him when he got
I think
rolled over.
he'd be too soft.
I worry about that, but the talent's amazing.
I don't mean like emotionally. I meant like physically. Like he was a really scrawny kid.
Yeah.
And even as a man, he's very thin. So.
Yeah. And he was allowed to do what he did on the ice because people knew
Yeah.
that if they took too much of a run at Gretzky, someone would take their block off.
That's no knock on Gretzky. It's just
No.
Crosby physically is different than Gretzky. So.
Yeah.
Why can't you run advertisements on your videos? It's disabled for invalid click activity. That's all I know. I've appealed 8 times.
If you're clicking invalidly, stop it.
Well, it doesn't matter now.
Oh.
Was there
I knew
any
that.
trades you thought should have happened from both clubs and players' perspectives? I thought Pacioretty might get traded, but I understand why. Other than that, not really.
Yeah, not really either. I think everything was done that could have been done.
Any early picks for the Stanley Cup?
Could look back and this would be correct.
correct.
You better be careful then.
Everyone slept on Nashville last year. I picked them to go to the conference finals at least. They did. I'm going to pick Nashville again to go all the way and this time win it.
I hope you're right.
So
I like it.
if you could take a hockey lesson, play 1-versus-1 game with any player throughout time, who would it be and why? Saku Koivu, my favorite player.
Yeah.
That's my
Beliveau for me.
easy choice for me. Yeah.
Just to spend time with him would be tremendous.
What do you think of the global series next season? Are Finland and Sweden too far to travel? Will it become a regular occurrence every every season? Too far to travel for us to go see a game, or too far to travel for the NHL players?
I think probably she means the NHL players.
Yeah.
But
I don't think it's too far because it's so well planned in advance. I mean, if you look at Edmonton and New Jersey, they're actually holding their entire training camps in across the seas. New Jersey's going to have their training camp in Switzerland. Edmonton's going to have their training camp in Germany. So they're going to be over there for like 3 weeks or something crazy.
Okay.
So I don't think it's too far to travel. I think it's really great for the whole NHL community and the world in general. We're going to film a video about that actually right after this one, which may actually release before this one. So kind of some weird time stuff here going on.
Yeah.
But we'll discuss more about that then.
A flight from Boston or Montreal to Helsinki wouldn't be that much longer than a flight from Boston or Montreal to Los Angeles. So
Yep.
I don't think it's too far.
In Sweden, some teams have a free match once in a while. Would you like to see this in the NHL as well? No, because it would probably drive up the price of merchandise like jerseys, T-shirts, everything else. So I think it's important that you don't get to go to NHL games for free. I wish there was a little bit more regularity in ticket prices.
Yeah.
You go to Toronto and you pay $250 for a ticket, and you go to Florida or Buffalo and you pay $15 for a ticket and get 4 hot dogs, a big bag of popcorn, and a new car. It's not like... Anyway. Do you think if the Caps play outside during the playoffs, they can actually get past the second round? Who knows? That'd be awesome if they could. What's your favorite holiday? Thanksgiving for me, just because it's turkey, potatoes, gravy. I like food.
I think I'd have to say Easter. I like Thanksgiving a lot, but I'd have to say Easter because it's a guaranteed 4-day weekend.
That's
Friday
true.
and Monday both off, so it's a 4-day weekend, at least in Canada. And food's pretty good. And it's a good time of the year when the days are getting longer and it's spring.
Yeah, but it's crappy out and there's...
I know, it's muddy and...
Yeah.
But I'll take it.
Should every team have a cannon? No, I don't think so. But I do think Columbus should have 3 other cannons in each corner, and maybe even a little further. Let's put a cannon everywhere. Let's put a cannon in the bathroom. So if you're in the stall and you're having trouble getting something out, and you need a little help, you can just pull a little lever. Boom! No.
I've been in some bathrooms where someone was
Fix
in
you
there
right
with
up.
a cannon.
With a cannon.
Well, I've heard cannons go off in the bathroom already.
Scare the right out of you.
Yeah, and I think that's the purpose.
Yep.
I love the cannon in Columbus, and one of the reasons I love it is because it's unique.
Absolutely. Who's your tip right now for this season's Stanley Cup? Nashville and Tampa versus, I don't know.
Yep. Agreed.
Easier answer there. Have you ever attended a Ramparts game? No.
Je n'ai pas vu un match de la Rempart, but I'd love to see one because the energy in that arena must be tremendous with 15,000 fans cheering on a Quebec Major Junior hockey game.
Definitely.
Love to see it.
Post-trade deadline Stanley Cup Finals prediction. Nashville, Tampa.
Nashville, Tampa.
You've mentioned in prior videos that you own a truck. I'm into pickup trucks myself. My dream truck is the Chevy Silverado Midnight HD Edition.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was curious to know what kind of truck you have. It's a 2016 Ford F-150 extended cab. Red. Do you think the next expansion team in Seattle will have the same success as Vegas? Absolutely not.
I think Vegas is a bit of a fluke.
Yeah.
I would be excited, though, if the expansion team in Seattle did really, really well.
Oh, heck yeah.
I'd be really stoked for that, and I hope they do well, frankly. But I think to match Vegas's early success in the first 3 quarters of the season, let's say, be very hard to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Very hard to do. Yeah. There's only one Gerard Gallant. That's one of the reasons, I think.
What is your favorite restaurant, and what's your favorite thing to eat? Also, do you believe in a religion? One last thing. What's your favorite hockey jersey ever? My favorite hockey jersey is this one here. What's your favorite thing to eat?
Fish and chips from Deluxe French fries.
Deluxe fish and chips. For me, I don't know. I really like Chick-fil-A.
Really?
Yeah, a lot.
And as far as the just restaurant overall, favorite restaurant, it sounds pretty pedestrian, but at least if I walk into a Denny's, I know what I can get.
Oh, Denny's is
I like
good.
Denny's.
Yeah, Denny's is good. Do you believe in a religion? No, I'm considering myself agnostic. I'm not saying there's not a God, but I'm not saying there is.
I'd put myself in the monotheistic category.
Whatever the hell that
That
means.
means if there's any God going on, there's probably only one. And that one God is in charge of everything.
Oh. Favorite pizza topping?
Pepperoni.
Pepperoni. You and your father seem to have a great relationship. Do you think hockey has helped strengthen that bond? I'd say yeah, probably from an early age. I think you instilled some good qualities in me that revolved around hockey, like giving me a toonie for every assist and a loonie for every goal. In Canada, a toonie is $2 and a loonie is $1.
Yeah,
So-
reward support more than
Yeah, you
superstar.
encouraged me to be a team player versus an individual player, and I think that helped me in life as well.
Oh.
It was a good life lesson.
Oh.
So, and we watched a lot of hockey together. So yeah,
We watch a lot of hockey together. We really don't have similar hobbies or anything. I'm high into the ham radio thing and all that. And to my great gratitude, Neil respects that. Doesn't make fun of me like he probably would like to.
Sometimes.
From time to time. But hockey's a way we can connect, even though we do different things with the rest of our lives.
when you go out in the field with a big antenna and you walk around like this and everyone's looking at you, that's not my dad.
Yes, it is.
We have other things in common though, like space,
Yep, we love
Weather.
space, weather.
war. That sounds bad.
yeah.
But like war movies, I guess.
Yeah, military history.
Well, yeah.
Let's call it that.
That's good. What's your favorite teams in baseball, football, and basketball? I don't know if you watch these sports, but if you do, it'd be cool to know. Vikings and football. In baseball, it'd be the Jays and probably the Angels, just because we have some family history there. And basketball, Raptors and the Brooklyn Nets, I'd say.
I'd agree with basketball there. I really don't follow basketball, though. Baseball would be the Washington Nationals, because they used to be the Montreal Expos, which was my team growing up as a kid. And football, Green Bay Packers.
What do you think the Seattle expansion team name should be? Kraken.
Pilots.
Do you think the Flames should fire Treliving? Nope. I actually like Treliving.
Yeah, I do too.
Who is your least favorite player on Montreal? It used to be Plekanec, but now he's gone, so I don't know.
Well,
Maybe probably Shaw, because he's inconsistent and hot-headed. So that'd be my answer for sure. Andrew Shaw, not Logan Shaw.
Yeah, I like Shaw so much at times and not at other times, but I think overall he's a plus for the team, so I don't think I would shuffle him away. I would say right now Pacioretty, because he's not really delivering. So least favorite is, I hope that doesn't mean I hate the guy, because I really don't, but he's my least favorite.
Alexander Keith or Moosehead? You can answer this because I don't drink, so.
I don't drink much, but when I do, I would prefer a Keith's over a Moosehead. A Moose Light is okay, but Moosehead regular, bleh.
Like skunk piss?
The pee of a skunk.
What was your favorite movie as a child?
Oh, man.
This is slightly hard to answer because my favorite movie as a child was Apollo 13. Heck yeah, look at this shirt. And it still is. So I think Apollo 13 came out in 96. And I really liked it. But as far as like a kid's movie, I really like the Flintstones. Other than that, I don't really know.
I don't remember liking any kids' movies when I was a kid. I don't know if I saw very many kids' movies when I was a kid.
They have TVs back then?
Movies now. We had theaters. I went to the theater. I saw James Bond
The
movies.
theater.
I saw The Getaway with Steve McQueen and Ali McGraw. I saw a lot of movies when I was 12, 13, probably that I shouldn't have seen. But as far as movies, when I was a kid, would be a movie I would have seen on TV, and it was Von Ryan's Express.
Never heard of it. Oh, Ace Ventura, maybe for me. Do you hate when people yell at you for wearing other teams' merchandise, even if it's not your favorite team? They don't really yell at me because I don't wear it outside the house. So
Yeah.
I only wear it for videos. I don't wear hockey merchandise other than the odd hat outside.
And the worst that the yelling gets is all caps. It's not really.
Yeah, it's just, and I don't really care because the answer is easy. This is a channel that talks about all the teams. It's a pretty simple answer.
Yeah.
I'm not offended. Favorite reality TV show, if any? I don't really watch any reality TV.
I don't want to admit that I watch any, but I do.
You watch all
the hard part.
you watch all kinds of shows. You watch Big Brother. You watch Survivor.
I don't watch
you
Survivor. I haven't watched Survivor for a couple of seasons now.
Well,
I'm done.
You watch The Bachelor.
Not for a long time. You lie. You lie.
You get so into The Bachelor, you get your little fake rose there, and you watch it on the TV. And pick me, pick me.
Pinocchio.
What do you watch?
The only one I'm going to admit to watching is Big Brother. And the Canadian Big Brother, I think, is better than the American Big Brother. There's other countries that have Big Brothers, like Britain, Australia, that are probably pretty good. I haven't really watched much of that. But I don't like everything they do, but the Canadian one seems to be the best of the bunch.
I used to watch Big Brother like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I literally have not watched reality TV in probably 6 or 7 years.
And I watch very little of it myself.
PS4, Xbox One, what games do you play? PS4, Rocket League. I don't really game that much anymore. I just don't have time. Is there a possibility for a collab between you and the hockey guy? Probably in person if I ever went to Vancouver, but as far as like online, probably not. He doesn't really collaborate with people, so unlikely. But if I ever get to Vancouver, it would be fun to do.
He's a great guy.
Yep. What's your honest opinion of the Blues this season? They got off to a good start, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, it sucks. Really sucks because I like the Blues a lot. Jake Allen's my favorite player. Even though he's a goalie, I know he's still a player. Would have liked to see them do well. Disappointing.
I'm a little bummed that they're not doing better. I was hoping they would have a better season than they're having. So I'm disappointed.
Brent, how long have you been flying planes and what type do you fly?
Okay. I took my first lesson in the left seat in 1993, and I've been flying ever since, off and on. I fly a Piper Warrior 161, a 1977 plane, four-seater, with four-cylinder, single-engine propeller plane. That came out very badly.
Yeah, I have no idea what you just said. And this isn't in here, but what plane would you like to fly?
I really like the Diamond DA-40.
Is that the pressurized one?
No, it's not, but it's a nice four-place plane. It's sleek, it's new, it's looks very fun to fly. A friend of mine, a couple of friends of mine have a partnership in one. But I've never been in it. But I've been in a DA-20, which is a slightly smaller version. That's what I finished my license in, was a DA-20, and love flying it. So
neat.
Yeah.
Neil, did you ever did you ever have a pet? If so, what was its name? The first pet that I really remember is the one that we had forever, which is a cat named Thunder. She was pure white. She was 18 or 19 when she passed away. 19.
Yeah. And you named her.
Yeah,
she was born in our house.
Born in during a thunder and lightning storm. So I decided that Thunder would be a great name for a cat. Anyway, that's really the only pet that I ever had. We had a few cats before then, but they don't really count. Never had a dog, which could get a dog someday. But say you actually got into the NHL and won the cup. What would your day with the cup be like?
Yeah, cool.
Probably very similar to Phil Kessel's, where he puts hot dogs and stuff inside the cup.
That'd be great.
I'd eat cereal from it. All kinds of stuff. Yeah, put a bunch of Timbits in there.
Timbits.
That's it. That's the last question. So, guys, thank you so much for sending in your questions. We'll do this again in about a month's time. So, don't ask me any questions on Twitter right now. Wait until I send out a new tweet and ask you guys, because I'll forget them if you ask me now. So, thank you for contributing. Really appreciate that. If you like this video, hope you can hit the like button. If you're new here, hope you can hit the subscribe button, because we talk hockey on pretty much a daily basis, if not more. So, yeah, thanks for coming along on the journey.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me for this.
Well, thanks for having
these two videos.
I enjoyed it.
And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Adios.